From the Hussman School of Journalism and Media at the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
With basketball season over with, spring sports are in full swing. Welcome to Sports Extra. I'm JJ Jones.
And I'm Caroline Yaffa. Breaking news has arrived, and UNC sports, as always, are in the spotlight. Thanks for joining us. Last night, UNC field hockey former superstar and now second-year head coach Erin Matson put out a statement addressing her participation on Team USA for the 2024 Paris Olympics.
In this statement, Matson says she was denied the opportunity to try out for the 2024 Paris Olympics roster. And while she was disappointed, she says she's moved on.
Matson went so far as to call for change within USA field hockey, contending that the strongest possible roster should be named to get the best results in international play.
She did say she looks forward to having conversations with USA field hockey about her involvement in the 2026 World Cup and the 2028 Los Angeles Olympics. Now, Caroline, we've all heard the public's opinion on the whole Erin Matson situation. What are your takes on it?
I mean, JJ, obviously it was just announced recently, so there's a lot of moving parts, a lot of factors, but she did just play less than 2 years ago in college, so I wonder if there's going to be more discussion about if she will be able to get a tryout.
Exactly. Think of people like Caitlin Clark, who's in the midst of a national championship run. She just got the invite to try out for Team USA this year. It's a little bit tough for me to understand. Now moving to baseball, the Diamond Heels, riding high on an 11-game win streak, traveled to Charlottesville yesterday, opening up a tough road series against 15th-ranked Virginia. It was a rough start for pitcher Folger Boaz, with this grand slam sparking a 6-run first inning for Virginia. The Heels would get the bats going in the third inning, however, with this Kobe Wilkerson drive tying the game at 6 and Luke Stevenson driving in 2 more to bring the Tar Heels score to 11. The Cavaliers would storm back with Henry Ford going yard to left center once to tie the game in the 6th, then again for the lead in the 8th. The Heels could not overcome the Virginia rally, snapping their win streak with a 14-11 loss.
On Wednesday night, the UNCW Seahawks soared into Chapel Hill to battle the Tar Heels at Anderson Stadium. The Heels came out swinging as Isabella Emmerling hammered an RBI double to center field, propelling UNC to an early 1-0 lead. In the second inning, Carson Sneed laid down a bunt single, allowing Destiny Middleton to score from third base, extending the Heels' lead 2-0. However, in the third inning, UNCW's Lauren Richardson smoked a triple down the left field line, driving in 2 runs and leveling the score 2-2. The game remained deadlocked until the 6th inning when Maria Sabatica launched a towering home run to left center field, giving the Seahawks a 3-2 lead. In the 7th inning, Carson Fleming cemented the Seahawks' victory with a moonshot to right center field, securing a 4-2 win.
Carolina Fever brings cheer and spirit into all the UNC games. Reporter Meredith Kierson talked with the Fever director to learn more about Carolina Fever's role in UNC games.
Carolina Fever is a program UNC has in place to promote attendance at all of our sporting events.
I'm a Carolina Fever game day affairs director, and basically what we do is show up to games early, get in the front row, be loud, lead chants, and just have a good time and get everyone involved in the game and support our good athletics.
Every Carolina student can earn points by attending designated Fever events each month. The top 200 point earners are guaranteed 1 football ticket to every home game, while the top 150 are guaranteed 2 Phase 1 tickets to every basketball game and get 1 ticket when we play Duke.
I just fell in love with it, went to all the events, and then I decided to apply to be a director my sophomore year, and I've loved it ever since. I think it's a great little thing to do and get everyone involved in sports. I think it's awesome for the university.
Fever games even get the band to join in. Carolina Fever is the largest student-run organization on campus and is so easy to join. By attending events and scanning into the Fever section on the Go Hills app, students can earn their tickets to all of the big games. I'm Meredith Kierson reporting.
The next Carolina Fever event is today at 5 p.m. for the women's tennis match against Virginia. So make sure you go out there and show who's the best.
After a nail-biting loss against Army, the UNC men's lacrosse team will travel to Charlottesville tomorrow night to face off against the number 3 ranked Virginia Cavaliers. The last time Carolina faced the Cavaliers, UNC fell on Dorrance Field. But with breakout freshman Owen Duffy, the Heels hope they can overpower Virginia's defense. With Duffy's 46 points on the season, 5 of which were in the game against Army, followed closely by Logan McGovern's 40, Carolina will need to feed them the ball. The defense will need to shut down Virginia's Peyton Cormier and limit turnovers in order to compete with the high-level Cavaliers. Let's go over to our men's lacrosse analyst, Riley Kennedy, to talk about the Cavaliers.
Caroline, this Virginia attack unit is one of the best in the country. Peyton Cormier, left-handed Canadian, Connor Schellenberger, McCabe Millen, the freshman, all 3 have more than 40 points on the season. A combined 139 points. They have 54% of the team's points, so UNC defense is going to have to stop them if they're going to win the game. So now on this set, okay, this is Virginia versus Harvard last week. They're going to give McCabe Millen the ball, the freshman, okay? He's going to pull his defender out. When you see him pull his defender out, everybody knows he's going to take it one-on-one. Now, if you're inside, active hands, active stick. Watch Peyton Cormier, okay? Millen's going to just do a little sweep, use the pick. Cormier, right? His defender, he's hedging, right? He's ball watching. He knows where his guy is. Cormier takes it, step down, scores. Okay, now in this next play, right? Limit these plays, okay? Connor Schellenberger, just be ready for him. Schellenberger's going to get this. He's a facilitator, okay? He's going to use this pick too. It's like a 2-man game. No, he's going to go by this defender. He's hot, right? He has to go. Connor Schellenberger goes. The 2-man's not there. Cormier scores back of the net. One of the best finishers in college lacrosse. Caroline, if they're going to win this game, they need to shut down these attackmen.
Well, Riley, Virginia looks stacked at attack. What does UNC need to do to stop this trio?
Their defense needs to step up. Their poles need to lock down, limit explosive plays in the midfield. That's how you're going to win this game.
Thanks, Riley.
The women's lacrosse team is without 4 key players due to season-ending injuries, and the Heels have been struggling as a result. The Heels need to come in with aggressive shots to beat Virginia Tech tomorrow and break their current 2-game losing streak. Aggressive shots like these from Alyssa Long are what the Tar Heels need to ultimately get the dub on Saturday. Another thing Carolina needs to do is to keep the game fast-paced and can take control on both ends of the field. Now goalie Stella Harrison will need to find saves like she did in the games against Florida and Louisville. If Harrison can continue to do that and dominate at the goal, this will be a huge factor for the Heels as they look to turn this season around. UNC takes on the Hokies in their senior day match tomorrow at noon. To break down VT's attack, let's go inside the crease with women's lacrosse analyst Caroline Routh. Caroline?
JJ, defensive discipline is a necessity for UNC women's lacrosse. Now, let's see what the Heels need to do to tranquilize the Hokie attack. Let's check out the Hokies game against the Blue Devils. Here we're going to see Grace New have the ball, and she's going to drive the ball in right here. And you're going to see both these Blue Devil attackmen are going to step to her. Right, Grace New, she's looking for that draw and dump play. But what you'll see is the Blue Devils are a step too far away from her. Even though they go for the double team, they're a stick's length away, which gives New enough space to get that pass off. The draw and dump happens, and that's an easy goal for the Hokies. Now, the Heels need to be aware defensively. You got to communicate on that pick, decide who's staying, who's switching, and if you do decide to double team, you got to be close enough to not let them get that pass out. Now let's check out our next play here. So on this one, we're going to see the Hokies. They're going to work the ball around the 12 right here. And when this person catches it, you got to be paying attention. Okay, this is Kayla Downey, the team's leading assist player. So when Downey gets the ball, she wants to dish, right? So she's going to look for her players right here. You're going to see the Hokies have the edge, right? They beat their Blue Devil defenders to the ball. And when they catch it, instead of continuing with their momentum here, they're going to notice that their Blue Devil defender is going to try and catch up to them, right? She's going to try and beat them here. So she's going to wrap around her. Now, what UNC needs to be aware of in this play is, number one, you got to know if Downey has the ball, she's looking to pass it in, right? So you got to be there matching with their defender to be able to not let that pass get through. If the pass does get through, okay, that's when you think we got to contain her, right? I don't want to let her get that turn on me and be able to get that shot off. All right, now this next play we want to see right over here. This is number 4, Olivia Vergano. Virginia Tech offense runs through Downey and Vergano. So when Vergano gets the ball, what's she looking for? Well, she's looking for an ISO all day long. You're going to see all of her teammates clear out this entire side for her. She's going to take that space and absolutely rip it in. Now, UNC defense, read your scouting report, right? You know Vergano loves those ISOs. She's going to do them all day long. You got to know that and be ready to send that crash early to shut those down. The Virginia Tech offense has the flair, but it's up to the UNC defense to get their communication and discipline up.
Caroline, who do you think will step up on the offensive side for UNC?
It's senior day, so I want to see some big plays from Caitlin Wurzberger, Alyssa Long, maybe even see Emily Knowles take it coast to coast for a goal.
Let's hope we see that offensive prowess and defensive discipline tomorrow at Dorrance. Thanks, Caroline.
Two of the Gym Heels are headed down to Gainesville today to compete in the 2024 NCAA Regional Championship. Junior duo Lolly Dekanoidze and Isabel Schaefer both qualified to compete on the uneven bars, and Dekanoidze also secured a spot on vault. Dekanoidze is no stranger to the regional championship, with this being her third straight year competing. Both gymnasts were just named to the All-ACC Championship team and both earned All-ACC first team praise on bars. They're set to compete today starting at 1 p.m.
The number 6 Carolina women's tennis team is fired up to host both Virginia and Virginia Tech this weekend. Coming off a 4-1 victory against the number 20 Blue Devils in enemy territory, the Heels hope to continue this momentum against two tough teams. Tar Heel dynamic duos Fiona Crowley and Carson Tangalig and Elizabeth Scotty and Annika Yarlagata will have to be at the top of their game after their consecutive dubs against Duke. Virginia's Elaine Stravinsky and Melody Collard were named the ACC Doubles Team of the Week for the second time this season. UVA is undefeated in conference play, and VT is looking for revenge after last week's loss against NC State.
Men's tennis takes a trip down Tobacco Road as they face Duke in the top 25 matchup, and both teams, they're looking to secure their spot in top 3 ACC teams. The Tar Heels and the Blue Devils are tied for third in the ACC. To beat the Blue Devils, the Heels will have to pull out swings like these from Peter Murphy to keep the Devils on their heels. Duke has won 5 of their last 6 matches, as opposed to Carolina's 10 wins of the past 12 matches. UNC will have to be ready for the Blue Devils. Returns like this from Carl Poling will be vital for the Heels to win. Carolina can expect tough competition, but they have what it takes to secure a win against Duke. The Tar Heels face Duke on the road Saturday at 1, starting their 3-match road trip across the state as they finish the regular season.
Now, it's quite a feat to win a Coach of the Year award, but 2 of them? That's just insane. Unless, of course, you're UNC fencing coach Matt Jednak. Coach Jednak is a former Tar Heel fencer and assistant coach who's in his 5th year as head coach of the men's and women's programs. He led the men to an ACC championship and the women to a 2nd-place finish in ACCs. He is now outright men's coach of the year. Not all athletes at UNC get to compete at the Division I level. Megan Patton shares the story of one student who continues to put one foot in front of the other to achieve her ultimate athletic goal.
UNC is known for its Division I athletics, but not all of the student athletes rep the Carolina blue jersey. Kate Daly, a sophomore at UNC, has dedicated her time to a new milestone, a 26.2 milestone.
When I got back to school this year, I promised myself that I would run a marathon before I graduated.
Kate conquered a half marathon while in high school, but was unable to do longer races because of an injury she had as an upperclassman.
So my junior year of high school, I fractured my L4 in my spine. I wasn't able to play volleyball for most of my senior season because I fractured it like the end of my junior season running track.
Being a very active person, taking a step away from sports made Kate face a difficult time mentally and emotionally.
Having to take that time off and rest, I hated that, but it was definitely necessary.
While most athletes would slowly work their way back into their sport after an injury, Kate decided to challenge herself by registering for a marathon in St. Petersburg, Florida.
And I kind of just decided to sign up for one, and it's been a lot, but I'm super excited.
Kate Daly, everyone, from North Carolina. Kate Daly, congratulations to you. You are a marathoner.
Kate finished her marathon with a respectable time of 3 hours, 48 minutes, and 7 seconds. She is continuing her athletic and fitness recovery journey one step at a time. I'm Megan Patton reporting.
Marathons might not be the easiest road to recovery, but Kate makes it look like no big deal.
On Monday, we gave you our 2 candidates for Play of the Week, and you guys took to our Instagram to vote for your favorite play. And the winner is Darcy Felter from the women's lacrosse team with the heels down in the 4th quarter against Boston College. Felter rips this behind-the-back goal to put the heels up within 6. Make sure to tune in to the show on Monday to see 2 more contenders for Play of the Week.
Speaking of women's lacrosse, Senior Day takes place tomorrow, marking the end of a chapter for these Heels.
It's also Alumni Day tomorrow, so make sure you go out and support the Heels. But that does it for this edition of Sports Extra.
We'll be back on Monday with all the highlights from another exciting weekend of Carolina athletics.